It's Tyler here from GamingNextAGE, bringing you the 6th or 7th or something like that episode of Scary Story True Time. Scary Story True Scary Story Time. I am good grammar person. I just want to say that this will be a weekly series now, and I'm going to try to do it every Saturday. And hopefully I can, keep my word on that, but no promises. So yeah, get started. This story is called A Vacation Ghost. My parents were on their honeymoon to Key West. When they arrived at the hotel to check in, they were told that the room would be non-smoking. With my dad being a heavy smoker, they requested a different room. They got to the room switch and went to their room. As they got off the elevator, the smell of fresh paint was overwhelming down the hall. There was a painter, with all necessary supplies laid out around him, and was painting the wall. As my parents walked past him, they casually greeted him, and the painter had absolutely no acknowledgement of their presence. Whatever. When they got to their room, the smell of paint was even worse in there, so bad it wasn't even bearable, so they decided to go to the front desk to change rooms. When they explained the situation, the attendant looked very confused, and informed them that there wasn't a scheduled paint job on that floor for that day, but agreed to change their room anyways. My parents got back to their floor to grab their luggage, and the painter is completely gone. All supplies cleaned up and gone within 10 minutes, and the smell of paint was completely gone. At this point, my parents were freaked out, but didn't think much of it, and go to their next room. The next morning, on their way to breakfast, they overhear a tour guide talking to a group. My parents tuned in when the guide mentioned the floor that they were originally supposed to stay on. Apparently, a long time ago, there was a painter on that floor painting the wall, and fell down the elevator shaft to his death. Now my parents don't normally believe in the paranormal, but after an event like that, they had no explanation for it, and that freaked them out a lot. This story is called The Worst Apartment Ever. Before I was born, my mother and father had a small apartment together. My mother told me once she went in the basement and saw a woman standing at the base of the steps, just staring up at her, and then she just vanished. Then my father was in the shower. One of the ones with the sliding glass door that you can barely make out what's on the other side. When a large figure walked up to the other side of the glass and banged on it, making it blow out. My mother found him in the fetal position in the shower, covered in glass, and no one was around. That last one made them move out. He confirmed it happened, but doesn't like to talk about it. He's a relatively tough dude, so for something to scare him that much means a lot. Somewhere in between those two occurrences, they came home to find absolutely everything moved around about an inch. They realized this because they're not very good at dusting.